here's the tooth fairy pillow I just finished making, and it came out so cute and it was so simple. You don't even need a sewing machine to do this. Anyway, I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So just on regular printer paper, I started drawing out what I thought looked like a tooth. And you can see here I'm sketching out, just feeling out the way I want this thing to look. And I folded it in half, and I like doing this before I cut anything that is symmetrical. Instead of drawing the other half, you just fold your paper and cut, so you definitely have it symmetrical. And there we go. So I decided to use fleece, and I folded the fleece right sides together, and now I'm pinning this pattern that I made in 2 seconds right onto my fleece. And I'm deciding I might even want it bigger. So as you can see here, I'm cutting away from the pattern, about a ½ inch away. I'm repinning these pieces together again, so when I sew, they definitely don't move. And I can easily hand sew this, but I have my sewing machine ready to go. So I'm going to get on the sewing machine and sew around these 2 markings. So from there, I'll round the perimeter, and I'm going to stop, leaving that opening. Loving this tutorial? Please subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. Now with that opening that I left, I'm turning it right sides out. And it's already looking like an adorable tooth. And now for the fun part, I'm going to stuff it up to a point that I love the way it looks. So I like the way it looks just like this, and I'm going to sew closed this opening with my thread and needle, of course with white thread so that you don't see it. And when I get to the end, I'm going to do a few extra end off stitches just to make sure it won't open. And my tooth pillow definitely has to have a tutu. So I had this magenta tulle that's sparkly and just perfect. So now I'm using a needle and thread, and I'm just doing these really large basting stitches to just feed this tulle onto my thread. The next step is I am stitching this tutu onto the pillow. I'm sort of using like a back stitch. I move one forward and then one back just to ensure that the tutu is secure. I think this tutu is a little too long, so I'm going to trim it because I do want the roots of the teeth, or what looks like its legs, to sort of stick out and the tutu to be shorter. So I'm trimming it. And there's really no wrong or right way to do this. Next, with a little bit of black felt, I'm going to create this adorable pillow's eyes. And I am going to cheat and use a little glue gun to glue them right on. I'm drawing the mouth so I know exactly where to embroider it with my needle and embroidery floss. Next, with some acrylic paint, I'm painting in the eyes. I'm giving it like sort of a large highlight here and then a little extra small one right under there. Well, I think this pillow definitely needs a bow, so I am sewing one because I don't have the pink ribbon I want. So I just sewed this polyester fabric together and I'm turning it right side out. But you'll see that I find that this bow style is a little too thick. So I'm gonna cut it in half and make it a thinner bow. It's thick like that, and that's just not the look I wanted. So now I'm just gonna sew the ends closed and flip it around. Yeah, this is much better. So I'm giving it a little cinch in the center so it does resemble an adorable bow, and I'm going to sew it right into place here. And a little extra ribbon detail for the tutu on top. It's also to hide my little sewing line. Next, I'm going to make the slip pocket that I'm going to sew onto the back, but I'm going to sew the slip pocket on my sewing machine. So I'm going to sew around this and then turn it right side out. Give it a good press with the iron, and I'm going to top stitch on the top where the opening still is, and that'll be the top of my pocket. Now I'm figuring out where I want it. I'm going to pin it in place, and with my thread and needle I'm going to sew it right into place, leaving the top open. So I grab a little fleece and a little of the pocket, and I repeat that. Grab a little fleece, grab a little pocket, and I go all the way around, so the sides and the bottom. And one last final touch, I really felt that my tooth fairy pillow really needed cheeks. So with actual brush and a makeup brush, I'm just putting them right on, just like this. How easy is that? It goes on so nicely and it really stays. Now it's complete. So I really hope you enjoyed this DIY tooth fairy pillow. And here are some other of my videos that are just as quick and easy. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.